In southeastern Africa lies Lake Malawi's shimmering expanse of crystal clear water. Its coast, marked by secluded coves and golden sands, it is a lake of many landscapes and moods. Cloud-capped peaks and island paradises, quiet fishing villages and white sand beaches. The Big Five roam the national parks along its shore, while the lake's depths swarm with colorful cichlids. The third largest and second deepest lake in Africa, Lake Malawi is home to more species of fish than any other lake on the planet. It marks the convergence of three countries, Malawi, Tanzania, and Mozambique, a meeting place for communities who share its vast but fragile resources. And today, a growing draw for discerning travelers looking to experience world-renowned hospitality and breathtaking natural beauty away from tourist hordes. At night, fishers' lanterns out on the lake glimmer as if reflecting the night sky. The same sight greeted David Livingstone 160 years ago when he named this the Lake of Stars. Also known as the Calendar Lake, Lake Malawi is 365 miles long, 52 miles at its widest point, 12 main rivers flowing into it, and one river flowing out of it. In 2019, a crew of 6 set out to circumnavigate the freshwater lake's 1,400-kilometer coastline for the first time, exploring its rich cultures, history, biodiversity, and cuisine. Journeying to every corner of this spectacular lake, this is what they experienced. Takulandirani, welcome to Lake Malawi.
The idea of the project started one evening when my wife Maureen and I were sitting at Kumbali Lake Retreat, and we're admiring the new boat I'd purchased. I said to my wife, I would like to go around the lake. She turned around and said, "You're mad. No one has ever done that." Oh, that meant she had just thrown me a challenge. So at that moment I decided to go around the lake of Malawi. That's where the idea was born.
Over the next few months, Guy Pickering assembled a crew of 6, prepped the boat for its once-in-a-lifetime voyage, and gathered supporters to the cause of promoting Lake Malawi's extraordinary beauty. The expedition's main sponsors, Kumbali, Malawi Telecom's company TNM, Pact, Kayamawa by Green Safaris, Blue Zebra Island Lodge, and Responsible Safari Company wanted to explore and promote the lake's incredible biodiversity, cultures, and tourism potential. Characteristic of the region's reputation for warm hospitality, the voyage was also supported by 22 of the lake's finest lodges. From luxury private resorts to easygoing backpackers, from island paradises to safari experiences, the crew found rest, welcome, comfort, and great food throughout the 45-day voyage. Their journey was to begin at one of Guy's own properties, Kumbali Lake Retreat on Lake Malawi's western shore.
Kumbali, it's a nice place. It's a private place, and it's natural and eco-friendly. You will find good people, smiling people, and good service. Wow, the best food you can get here is at Kumbali. And you get good accommodation, and also we offer also beverages. You can get some good drinks, cheap, perfect. That's why we are here.
I'm here at Kumbali Lake Retreat in preparation of the launch of the Calendar Lake project. So we had two of the local football teams who are going to take part in the TNM tournament to help us push the boat into the water. She's called Tafika, which means we have arrived in Chichewa. And she sits perfectly well into the water. It's a good start. The team is here and we're really excited.
With a hopeful send-off from TNM CEO Michel Buitela and Minister of Tourism Francis Kasaira, the Calendar Lake project crew headed out from Kumbali Lake Retreat on 14th of April. With 45 days out on the water ahead of them, the crew of 6 brave adventurers would first cover the Malawian shores, making up about 75% of the lake's coastline, before crossing into Tanzania, then Mozambican waters. Having traversed the lake from west to east, the crew spent their first night camping at Red Zebra's property in Makanjira. Tafika then heads south along Malawi's eastern shore. Birders Paradise, the Norman Ka Chikulu Eco Lodge, is next on the Calendar Lake project itinerary, sitting on 400 meters of pristine beach to a backdrop of indigenous sand forest. Towards the southern tip of the lake, the crew reaches Palm Beach. After a couple of restful nights at the stunning Palm Beach, Tafika leaves Lake Malawi for a few days and crosses Lake Malombe. The crew journeys down the Shiri River, which carries Lake Malawi's waters 400 kilometers south to the Zambezi. They stop at Central Africa Wilderness Safari's property Mvu Camp in the Liwonde National Park, run by African Park.
We're here in Liwonde National Park, but one of the most popular in Malawi, which is in the south part of Malawi, running alongside the Shire River and part of Lake Malombe. So the park does cover a lot of wildlife, and along the river you do find a lot of crocodiles and hippos. A lot of water buck. About 500 elephants, black rhinos, impalas, sables, and kudus. One interesting fact about Liwonde National Park is that African Parks did take over management in 2015 to help protect the lives of the animals who were endangered. Chifundo, I just want you to tell me what makes this national park special from the rest of the national parks in Malawi.
That is one of the best parks which have most of the animals as compared to the other national parks.
So which animals do you usually find?
Safari is like a probability. It's game of chances. Whatever comes is what you enjoy.
It's the closest we can get, yeah?
Yeah.
You see him right there? Right below the tree.
Yeah, there are 3 of them just laying down. We do see, most of the animals, just depending with how lucky you are. We don't miss these antelopes, so waterbacks, kudus, elephants, maybe the impalas and the like. But we have layer sightings like of rhinos, lions, cheetahs. Those are the layer sightings which we hardly see them. But honestly, we do see them at some point.
It's been a beautiful day here in Liwonde National Park. We've seen a lot of great animals.
Bush and beach safaris are popular in Malawi. Incredible game viewing experiences are within easy reach of freshwater white sand beaches. Back on Lake Malawi in Mangochi district, the crew experiences their second taste of Norman Carr hospitality. North of Norman Carr Cottage in the popular Cape Maclear lies the stunning Warm Heart Adventure Lodge. Aside from breathtaking natural beauty, the charm of Cape Maclear is found in the fishing village which has welcomed tourism. Warm Heart owner Kay De Silva understands the importance of community so that village and lodges grow together.
Okay, so basically Sustainable Cape Maclear was set up by Alan, the owner of Mgoza Lodge. And the idea is to create a platform on which all of the lodges and business owners and people who live and work in Cape Maclear come together to creating a sustainable destination. So we'd like to preserve the conservation of Lake Malawi National Park and our World Heritage Site, and also try to contribute a little bit more economically to the village. So we've started with getting all of the lodges and businesses on board. And that basically means we've asked all of the lodges if they'd be happy to contribute financially. And they contribute, and all of the money that they contribute goes towards creating little development things in the village. The first one that we've started with is the recycling project. All of the lodges now recycle everything that we bring in. And we have a car that comes through the village and picks up everybody's recycling stuff. That car is a little business. So it's run by a gentleman in the village. His name is Mr. Abusa. Him and his team come through and we pay them a monthly fee. They come through, they pick up all of our rubbish and they take it to the recycling stop. At the recycling stop, everything is then broken down into plastics, organic waste, glass bottles, and all sorts. That stuff then gets selected to what we can then create into stuff. So the organic stuff goes back into the ground, hopefully to make compost, and at some stage we'll grow that into using it for possibly trees and stuff. The glass bottles, all of the glass bottles that we can use, we have cut into recycling glasses. And then the plastic, little bits of the plastic, certain plastics can be made into certain things. So we've got a group of ladies and they make all sorts of creative stuff. We have these milk that comes in plastic bags. And the plastic bag is quite thick. So the ladies cut up this plastic and they knit it into mats and things that you can use on your table. We're hoping from the very thin plastic to collect that and be able to melt it down into blocks that can then be carved or shaped into stuff. Currently we're working on little bowls So we basically pick up all of that, like the thin plastic or the blue plastic that you see around. We pick up all of that stuff, it gets melted down and it gets put into a mold. In time, hopefully we will then reduce the amount of wood that's being cut and carved, you know, so that will help with the trees. It also then provides all of the carvers and the people in the village with a way to earn money. So yeah, basically our aim is to try and make this destination completely sustainable, you know, by making sure the village and the lodges and even the tourists all contribute towards that.
That's fantastic. That's really fantastic.
Next on the tour of Lake Malawi's southwestern corner is Robin Pope Safari's Pumulani.
It's a beautiful, beautiful property. We've got a lovely, lovely view onto the lake here. And then our chalets are all split wide apart, so you've got a lot of privacy. We also do try and tailor a lot of our guests' needs, so dietary requirements, and if we've got people with disabilities or those kind of things. We do offer a sunset cruise, which is one of our highlights, and it's a beautiful, beautiful old dhow, 40-foot dhow. And then we do fish eagle feeding, and the lodge's 10th birthday last year in September, so we're just hoping to go from strength to strength from here.
Turning north again, Tafika heads for her first overnight island experience on the lake. A luxury lodge on a private island in Lake Malawi off the coast of Salima, Blue Zebra's landscape is spectacular both above and below the water.
Blue Zebra has been here for about 5 years now, running as a lodge. It was the current owners took over the concession of this lodge, which is in a national park, Lake Malawi National Park. So they took over that concession in 2010 and started building what you see around us, this beautiful lodge. Referred to as a wild island paradise. It's you off the grid if you want. You're in nature, immersed in nature. The bird life around you is incredible. Obviously, the cichlids and snorkeling, the fish in the lake, it's stunning. And so we like people just to relax and enjoy nature. And there's also the option, if you do want to connect a little bit, we have those facilities available, the Wi-Fi, so you can. But it's a great place to just come and relax and enjoy some activities, water sports and hiking trails that we have on offer.
Surrounded by nature and luxury, the Calendar Lake Project crew falls asleep to the gentle lapping of waves on the beach. A welcome moment of rest in a little piece of heaven.